Hi, this is Mary M. Axhelm, and I'm going to be explaining how a cheeseburger, once eaten, happens during the digestive process. So I have drawn this person on the whiteboard, and I've labeled all the parts of the digestive system, and I will talk about each part and the function and how a cheeseburger would go through the digestive process and then become waste at the very end. And again, it's Mary M. Axelm. Hi. So, when a person eats a cheeseburger, this is my cheeseburger. I didn't have brown, so it was kind of hard to do the meat part. But the first thing that the process of the cheeseburger would go through is it would go through the mouth, where the food enters the alimentary canal through the mouth, and it is chewed by the teeth, which break down the food into smaller pieces so that it can be digested. The food is then mixed with saliva and the salivary glands. I pointed that out on the structure here. It contains enzymes that help to break down the food. From that point, it goes past the pharynx. That's correct. Yeah, pharynx. Into the esophagus, and the tube connecting the mouth to the stomach is called the esophagus. The food is then pushed down using a wave-like muscular motion called peristalsis. So that would be in the esophagus region. From that point, the liver, in the digestive system, the liver produces bile, which helps with the digestion of fats and oils in the liver section. Then the food would move on to the stomach. The stomach is the muscular organ where food is mixed with gastric juices. The gastric juice has a low pH, meaning it's acidic, and it's used to help digest food and kill potentially harmful bacteria that food might have. Then the gallbladder is where the bile is stored and concentrated. So I drew that in green. You can see that. From there, the pancreas. The enzymes are produced in the pancreas. They are digestive enzymes that speed up the breaking down of large nutrient molecules. And then talk about the large intestines. The large intestines are made up of two parts, the colon and the rectum. In the colon, water is reabsorbed from the food. Feces is stored in the rectum until it's ready to be passed. But also the small intestines, the food is mixed with digestive enzymes and bile in the small intestines. The enzymes speed up the digestion process. The nutrients are then absorbed into the bloodstream. So that's a really important function of the small intestines. So from that, the large intestines would prepare the food, and the water is absorbed in that large intestinal area, but the food is then stored in the rectum until the food is ready to be passed, and then the food would be passed through the anus. So the process would start with the salivary glands, which is right here, then go past the pharynx, can never say that right, and go to the esophagus, or esophagus, as they pronounced. Then it would go to past the liver, and then to the stomach, where if there's anything in it that could be harmful is processed. Then to the pancreas, the gallbladder, which I explained all these functions earlier, the small intestines, the large intestine, which kind of wraps all the way around the small intestines, down through the anus, which it is passed through as waste. And that's what would happen to a cheeseburger if you were to eat it. Thank you so much.